been talking about finally the last German push against the Allies here in Belgium, the Battle of the Bulge. The Allies eventually hang on by the skin of their teeth and push the German forces back. And now the German army is retreating from the east to Germany and from the west into Germany. This is again another picture of the Battle of the Bulge, and it lasted till January and Hitler's last offensive. Now our soldiers are entering Germany, and we essentially really needed to, we did a softening campaign, you might say, of a lot of Allied bombing of the cities. And one of the ways we wanted to defeat Germany was to bomb their major cities where their factories were, where they were building the munitions, and they were building the tanks and building the guns. And so we did massive amount of bombing, and it's very controversial because to bomb cities, we did not have the precision bombing we have today, and a lot of German civilians died in that. And that, in terms of ethics, is a big problem, or that people have talked about during World War II. And here's an example of German citizens not having any place to go, their city bombed out. And that was to soften Germany as before the American troops began to push through. As the troops begin to gather and they begin to come close to Berlin, this was by April, Hitler and his mistress, Eva Braun, are in his bunker. And the bunker was underground here in Berlin. And this is the parking lot that is over where the bunker was today. And the only way you can tell that this place is of any significance is there is a small sign back behind that tree that just is probably not even close, probably the size of a folder, 8 by 11, that just says Hitler's bunker was here. But anyway, Hitler and his fiancée committed suicide. She died first and Hitler shot himself. And then the underlings, the generals right under him, took his body and they burned it because they did not want, as the Soviets got into the city, to find Hitler's body and do to it what they did to Mussolini's. So we finally captured Berlin. The war is considered over. Hitler committed suicide. This was going on the end of April, beginning of May, as they were squeezing into Berlin. And now officially, VE, Victory in Europe Day, happens May 8th, 1945. And the world erupts. This is an iconic picture in Times Square in New York, where a sailor just grabbed this babe and people are hugging and kissing and yelling and celebrating and screaming. And the worst war in the world is now over, at least in one section, in Europe. And we will be talking about the war in Japan in our next video.